Happy Monday, happy Monday, happy Monday.
Welcome to Happy Monday. On today's episode, Kirk talks about his trip to the water park and 3 lessons he learned from a mishap in the lazy river. And now, Kirk Sheppard.
Happy Monday, everybody. Can you believe it's already September? Now, we are in my favorite time of year, the time from Labor Day all the way to New Year's Eve. All the best things happen. Fall, pumpkin spice, the fall colors, the smells, football, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. It is a jam-packed time of year. Welcome to it. Hey, today we're going to talk about serenity and stress at the lazy river, what I learned from losing my glasses and finding perspective. So, let me tell you a story. I love water. I don't love water parks. The slides terrify me. When I was a kid, I went to Wyandotte Lake in Columbus, and I remember going around a slide a couple times and my leg going up over the top, and I felt like I was going to fly off into the parking lot. But my friend Ann reached out and said, hey, let's go to the lazy river at Soak City, Kings Island. She did the lazy river at Disney, and she thought it would be fun to do it here. And I explained that this isn't Disney. I don't know if it's going to be the same experience, but I have a pass. I could get her in with my pass, because I had to bring a friend ticket. And so I said, sure, we'll try it. I'd never done the lazy river at Kings Island, and I thought, of all the things at a water park, that's the thing that probably makes the most sense for me to do, because I'm kind of lazy. I'm really good at sitting. So we made our way into the park. We found our way back to the lazy river, and as soon as the park opened, I said, let's do it while it's not crowded yet. We found our inner tubes. I slid it over top of me and walked into the water. Now, for the first time in my life, I wore a swim shirt. You ever had a swim shirt on? They're really good. I really liked it, except for when the water is cold, you get extra cold because now it's clinging to your body. So I learned that lesson. But I also learned that the lazy river at Kings Island is only 2.5 feet deep. Now, I am 6'4". I weigh a lot more than that. Trying to find balance on an inner tube in 2.5 feet of water, not easy to do. So I got soaked going through this little splash area, trying to find my bearings, trying to figure out how to float. My knees were dragging at one point. At another point, my butt was dragging, and I thought, I got to figure this out. So I eventually got in a position where I was leaning back and trying to let the current take me down the water, and then I flipped backwards. Water went up my nose, and I came up looking around to see who saw me do that, because it was pretty funny until I realized that I couldn't see who saw me because my glasses had fallen off. I forgot I had them on. I almost walked into the lazy river with my sandals on. My glasses are now gone. And I can't see to look for them. And I felt pretty blind. Well, luckily for me, the lifeguards are all very kind. They're looking. This is not an uncommon experience. People lose their sunglasses in the lazy river all the time, I was told. Ann is looking for them, but we don't see them. And I'm floating blind, trying to figure it out. At one point, I just started walking towards the end. All the lifeguards were there looking. They were assuring me that they would do their best to find them. But I thought at this point, I just needed to get out and go over to Lost and Found and file a report, get the ball rolling on that process. So I walked over there, had the phone where you have to do it on the phone up to my face because I couldn't see. The girl was very nice. We were laughing together. We were trying to find the humor in it. And once I got done with that process, I turned around, and here comes Ann holding up my glasses like they were the Olympic torch. She found them. Well, the lifeguard found them, saw them floating, and the lifeguard who was in the water grabbed them and held onto them to give them to her when she came around the second time. Pretty remarkable. So I'll tell you the rest of that story in a little bit, but I want to talk about the lessons that I learned from this, and I think you'll find this interesting. So first, my glasses flew off into the water, and now I am blind. I couldn't see. But the good news was that they could see me. Kindness doesn't require clarity, just awareness. So the people who were helping me, the lifeguards, my friend Ann, everyone who was looking, even the other guests who were floating by were keeping an eye out, they were helping me see. And they saw me, and they saw my distress. So I felt seen, despite being blind. I also felt helpless. How am I going to drive home? I don't know if it's in the budget to get a new pair of glasses right now. What am I going to do? And the reassurance that I got from all the folks, including Anne, who said she would be happy to take me home, made me feel held and safe. So when you feel helpless, know that you just because you can't fix it doesn't mean you're alone, because help doesn't always look heroic. Sometimes it's just present. And finally, I was afraid, right? I mean, this is a disruptive life event for me. But the folks who were helping made me feel anchored. My fear was loud, but the calmness whispered louder. And sometimes all I needed and all we need is a steady voice, one steady voice in the midst of the chaos. If you can be that for somebody, great. And if you are the person in the chaos, look for that steady voice. So as I'm walking back from the wave pool, I got smart. I found my glasses. We put them in the locker. We went to the wave pool. We didn't go in very far. It was kind of chilly and cloudy. And I said to Anne, I think I've had enough of the water park for me today. I'm going to go back to the VIP lounge and sit. I'm really good at sitting, remember? Please do whatever you want. I'll be there whenever you're done. No hurry at all. No rush. Please don't hurry about it. So I go back and sit. And on the way back to the locker to get my glasses, the lifeguard who'd found the glasses said to me, hey, did she give you back your glasses? And I said, oh my gosh, yes, thank you so much. It was so kind of you to ask and to remember me. What is your name? Because I want to make sure I go and tell guest relations how amazing you were. And she said, oh, it's Serenity. And it was in that moment that I realized that Serenity wasn't just her name. It was the gift that she gave me. The realization that peace comes from people like her. And I thought that was a very fitting and apropos thing. When you are in the midst of chaos, when you feel afraid, when you feel panicked, when you feel helpless, when you feel blind, know that there's some serenity to be found through people who will hold you, see you, and provide you an anchor.
Happy Monday, happy Monday, happy Monday.
Happy Monday, hosted by Kirk Sheppard, is for entertainment and educational purposes only. While Kirk Sheppard is a licensed therapist, none of the information presented on this podcast should be interpreted or thought of as clinical advice. If you're in need of mental health treatment, go to psychologytoday.com to find a therapist in your area. For more information on Kirk Sheppard, his books, and more, go to kirksheppard.com.